Member for Peace River South.
Well, thank you, Honourable Speaker. I move that this House agrees that British Columbians deserve a break from 7 years of middle-class squeeze. So, Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank the Minister of Health for letting me having this opportunity by allowing me to get up and speak to this. But, you know, all kidding aside, I think every single person in this House, I hope, I assume, is hearing the same thing that I am, and that is that British Columbia has become one of the least cost-effective places in the globe, in North America, especially in Canada, where people are struggling. When you look at whether it's gas, housing, groceries, I know we're hearing the same things, especially in the middle class, people who are struggling right now, hoping with the uncertainty in British Columbia to keep their jobs. But even when they have their jobs, who are struggling to make ends meet. The amount of people that are contacting me in my office right now who are saying, you know, I'm fortunate enough to be working, so is my spouse, but we're still in a situation where we have to sometimes decide, are we buying groceries or are we paying our rent? Are we buying groceries or are we paying our utilities? The people that are coming to me right now, knowing that we're going into a winter season, winter is coming, but trying to decide, you know, are we going to be able to pay our natural gas or heating bills? Is that going to have to take precedence now over groceries or cutbacks? Are we going to be able to afford to put our kids in hockey this year? You know, these are the real talk around the table discussions that we're hearing people have right now in the province of British Columbia. And it's not a surprise. It's not a secret. I mean, over the last 7 years, we've watched this province deteriorate with the amount of new taxes that we have coming into the province of British Columbia, new taxes or increased taxes. The struggles are real. And that has an impact on our families, on our children, on the lives of the people here in the province of British Columbia. How disheartening is it, Honourable Speaker, when a minister and this government stands up and says, you know what, embrace this. This is the new normal. Well, I can tell you, this is not what people expect or want to acknowledge as the new normal. They need a government that's pushing back. They need a government that's fighting this and coming up with ideas and solutions. Now, I know members opposite are going to try to stand up and talk about the photo ops that they've done over the last couple of years. But that has not materialized into action on the ground that's actually making British Columbia more affordable. When you look at the red tape, when you look at the increased taxes, life is not affordable for many. Well, we know that the Premier thought it was okay to give his political staff a 17% increase. Why? Probably because they were talking about the fact that it's getting harder to make ends meet. But that's not helping the everyday British Columbians. That's not helping the families, again, who are struggling to figure out what they want to do to make ends meet for their families. It is unacceptable if this House wants to say that this is the new normal. If this government wants to say this is the new normal, I wish they would just stand aside and let people come in with actually ideas, things that are going to work for people. Because if you want to make things more affordable, well then adding new taxes is not going to do it. Now, Honourable Speaker, you cannot tax your way to affordability. And we cannot have a government that just keeps pointing fingers at whether it was COVID, we all recognize the struggles then, that was then, or what the federal governments or what's happening around the globe. You know, when we have impacts from other jurisdictions, governments need to stand up and show leadership and say, we're not going to accept this. We're going to have better ideas. We're going to put policies in place to help people. But we're not seeing that. And because of that, British Columbia is now a place with the lack of certainty where people have to make a decision. Is this the best province like it used to be? Can I afford to live here? And right now, unfortunately, we're hearing day after day from people right across this province, whether it's in urban centres or rural centres, that British Columbia is not an affordable place. The middle class is feeling the squeeze, and they are waiting and pleading for policies that are going to help them, not increase taxes. Thank you very much.
Member.